Welcome back to the channel. Now, if you've been watching me since the Big Ranch Show started back in 2015, now as the Unapologetically Progressive channel, you probably remember videos of me talking about dealing with homelessness. Recently, even just as recently as I believe this year, I put out a video talking about how to help homelessness, ideas that I had to help people out. And apparently, the Sacramento um, County has decided to help the homeless situation in their area of Sacramento, California, in a way that's kind of similar to what I've talked about. Now, if you remember from some of those videos, I've talked about maybe taking old malls, rundown malls that are been abandoned, and kind of recreating them into being like a housing, jobs, and where you can get job training and job placement, help getting a new, maybe getting placed in a new home, dealing with any kind of mental illness or addiction issues that there could be, or whatever you know we could do to help. Right? Have a place where they can safely go to get a shower, get some food, get some sleep. That way, we can get them reintegrated back into society, working for the betterment of our country. Right? Isn't that the ultimate goal of any kind of rehabilitation or any kind of situation that helps people out? We need that in this country. People need a hand up. They're not. No one wants a hand out. That's not what people are asking for. They need a hand up sometimes, because sometimes when you end up homeless, you don't have a way out of it. That's the reason people end up staying homeless, because there's not a lot of ways out. Because one of the main ways to get out of homelessness is a job. And sometimes if you're homeless, you can't get a shower, you can't get clean clothes, you're not going to get a job. And that's absolutely tragic. And I believe what they're doing in Sacramento, California will be very helpful to the homeless population, which is a little over 6,000 people in Sacramento County, California. And as you see here, California establishes innovative new homeless campus. Now, they haven't built it yet, but they are in the process of building it. They recently broke ground on it. And we're going to look at this article and we're going to see everything that's going on with this place, right? First off, in Sacramento, California, estimated 6,615 people are experiencing homelessness. That number, while heartbreakingly high, has declined by as much as 29% since 2023, according to the latest point-in-time counts. This project's been in the works since 2022 and might bring that number down lower, it says, right? It says a new 13-acre property purchased by Sacramento County will soon be home to the Watt Service Center and Safe Stay campus. They recently broke ground on it, which will be a multi-service center. It'll provide shelter, emergency respite, it says. Of course, here in this article, you can see it. And so they're going to do a lot to try to help people, in emergency situations. And they're going to allow them to park in the parking lot if they're living out of their car. They don't have room inside. And it's supposed to help people have a safe place to stay, right? Now, here is a quote from Jana Haynes of the county's Department of Homelessness Service and Housing. Right? She says, we wanted to do something that's not only larger, but a large-scale campus to provide more than just a shelter. The Watt Service Center will have amenities to help meet the needs of everyone staying here, including bathrooms, showers, laundry, and food, as well as mental health services and employment services. So not only are they going to allow these people to have a place to stay, they're going to be able to do laundry. They're going to be able to get a shower and get some food in them. And if they need mental health help or help getting a job, they're going to be providing those kind of services too, just like I've suggested doing for almost a decade now. It goes on here with another quote saying, you can also meet your case manager, get behavioral health services, look for a job, get rehousing services, which would be, a godsend for homeless people that currently are without a home. Everybody needs a home, right? A place, and even a place for you to keep your dog, which I think that is absolutely awesome, because one thing people often don't think about is homeless people have their dogs and their pets and stuff, and at least they're going to allow them to have a place to keep their dog with them. And for a lot of people, that's one reason that as well that they don't go into service center type places to get help, or into shelters, because shelters don't always allow pets. And a lot of people, I know people are going to say, well, if you're homeless and you're poor, you shouldn't have a pet. But sometimes that pet is the only you know only source of love that people are feeling at times, right? So I'm glad they're doing that. Down here, further in the article, it'll talk about the cost of it. It says the land was purchased for $22 million and will cost an estimated $42 million to construct the center. It's not. It says according to ABC 10 News, it will mostly be funded by the funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, that of course Joe Biden signed into law back a few years ago. It says while the center will have capacity to host 225 beds in the safe stay cabins, it'll have a 50-person capacity in the safe parking lot and a 75-person capacity for emergency/weather respite beds. But it will also serve more than the total. You have 350 that it could have at any given time that they could host, right? It says, according to a press release from the county, conservative estimates found that over the course of 15 years, the service center will serve roughly 18,000 people. It says in 2017, the city found that the average cost for an unsheltered individual to the city was about $45,000 a year, considering public systems like county jails, shelters, and behavioral health, and more. With the impact from this project, the impact of the shelter, the cost lowers down to less than $3,600 per person. So that's a massive saving to the county of Sacramento, and I think this is something that more bigger cities, especially, need to look into. And I think maybe our federal government should look into helping cities, especially larger cities. Say Oklahoma City, Sacramento, LA, things like that. They need big places like this. If you break down the funding, it says here, according to Rich Desmond, County Supervisor for District 3 in Sacramento County, if you break down the funding, it's actually not that expensive. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than letting someone stay out in the community unsheltered, where they are extremely expensive in terms of emergency response from fire and our emergency rooms, law enforcement response, and other such, right? Providing what the county calls wraparound services not only brings down the cost, but will truly help the people with their basic needs. The really great thing about this site in particular that we don't have any other shelters is the sheer size and ability to really wrap everything people need, into one. So it's actually a really great thing that they're doing there in Sacramento. Now, I really wish more cities would take this approach. In blue states, red states, I don't care where they are. I think everybody deserves dignity and respect, and I believe people could have the respect, be able to have some dignity and feel, like they have some kind of respect, respectability when they have a place to go to and rest, to sleep, to get a shower, to wash their clothes. But also because this place is going to not just provide those kind of things, right? But they're going to help people find new homes and help people find jobs, which is, there again, what people that are homeless need. And for those people that have behavioral health issues, mental health issues, they're going to be able to get that kind of help too. Now leave a comment down below if you think more cities should do this kind of stuff. The main reason I did this was because all the negative news that I've reported on this week and that I've seen this week, I felt we needed to see something that was good. And this right here, I think, is a net positive, not only for the people of Sacramento, but it shows you what we can do if we come together and work together to help. Now, I don't care if you're religious or not, but I find a lot of people that say they're Christians that don't believe in helping the homeless. And I do find that to be absolutely just unchristian-like. I believe that's what we should be doing. And if you're a Christian, that's what Jesus told you to do, is take care of the poor. So honestly, I think this is a great program. I hope it actually goes through the way it's expected to go through, and I hope it's able to function and everything. Whenever they do have it built and starts opening, I will try to find news about it. Anyways, thank you for joining here at Unapologetically Progressive. I'll see you down the road.